My name is Victor Franco and I'm a loss control consultant with Nationwide Insurance Company. My job duties include helping our members with safety and risk management needs. One of my areas of expertise is fleet safety. Fleet safety has become a challenge for the industry the past several years due to more vehicles on the road, high medical costs, legal fees, lack of qualified drivers, etc. One of the primary requests I get from members is to help them improve their fleet safety performance. So, this training was created to help our customers reduce the frequency of at-fault crashes using our Nationwide Insurance smart driving principles. More to come on that. For our larger commercial customers that have business auto coverage with us, auto crashes no doubt have many negative impacts. A few examples are employee injuries, negative employee morale, vehicle downtime, and higher premiums paid for auto insurance. Now, before I get into smart driving principles, I'd like to talk a little bit, or take a moment to talk a little bit about my commercial driving history and driver safety training experience. I started driving cars and light trucks at age 16 when I got my Class C license and then obtained my Class A commercial driver's license at around age 23 and have kept it active ever since. My 2 Class A endorsements are doubles, triples, and tankers. And in my 20s and 30s, I drove double trailers filled with produce, single and double tankers filled with fuel and ethanol, 53 feet long van trailers filled with all sorts of products like stereos and furniture, box or bobtail trucks at up to 26 feet long boxes, stake bed trucks, dump trucks, and 1-ton trucks towing work trailers with tools, materials, and equipment. As far as training goes, I have gone through various driver's training courses and obtained several certifications after those trainings. I have also completed hundreds of different driver safety trainings over the years for my larger fleet accounts. Nowadays, I'm not driving commercial trucks anymore, but I am still driving a fleet vehicle. And I drive a recreational vehicle when I have spare time. My goals with this training is that our customers will utilize the smart driving principles to make their work-related driving experiences and personal-related driving experiences safer, more enjoyable, and increases their chances of making it home safely each and every day. I am also hopeful that even our most seasoned insured drivers, those with 20 or 30 plus years of experience, will be able to take away even just 1 or 2 techniques that helps them feel secure, more secure in their vehicles. So please look at your smart driving principles handout, the one that has a front and a back, so we can go through them together. Okay, here is smart driving principles, and here is how it works. There are 3 parts to smart driving principles. Number 1, overall big picture and strategy of smart driving principles. Number 2, backing strategies when backing is absolutely necessary. And number 3, driving behaviors using smart driving principles. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, look far and wide. Eagle eyes, not tortoise eyes. Space is your best friend. Don't cheat space. And the reason we use the example of eagle eyes, not tortoise eyes, is eagles are looking from high up, either perched on a tree or flying way up in the air, so they need to see far and wide. Versus a tortoise, they move so slow and they're so low to the ground, they don't need to see that far ahead. Number 2, assess the situation 360 degrees and execute your plan. Assess, execute, safety zone. Number 3, keep your eyes moving. Eyes should be moving every 2 to 3 seconds and checking mirrors every 5 to 8 seconds. Number 4, always have an exit strategy. Always communicate with others using your lights, signals, hands, and eyes. Number 5, avoid backing unless absolutely necessary, then follow backing strategies below. Backing strategies when backing is absolutely necessary. Number 1, assess the best parking space or backing path. Think about your departure upon arrival. So as you're coming to your destination, look at the setup and evaluate what is the best way to park your vehicle, thinking about when I leave, what's the safest way to leave? Number 2, if you are not 100% sure what is behind you, above you, below you, to the side of you, goal. Get out and look. Taking 10 seconds to go look back there can save you days of aggravation. Number 3, keep the eyes moving side to side on mirrors, front, above, and all around. Number 4, only back up as far as needed. Backing 20 feet when 10 feet is enough is not advantageous. Reverse slowly. If you exceed 1 mile per hour, you are not giving yourself time to react. Number 1, driver adjusts seat as needed and adjusts mirrors for peak visibility. Mirrors and windshield are clean. So I've got a clean windshield, windows are clean on the sides, mirrors have been cleaned, and I make an adjustment on my mirror so I can barely see the side of my truck on the driver's side. Same for the passenger side. You just want to barely be able to see the side of your truck. And as far as blind spot mirrors, you want them to be adjusted as well for peak visibility, again on both sides. Number 2, driver has good hand position on the steering wheel. One hand is not good control. The suggested position is 3 and 9 as located on a clock. So for me, that's right here on the steering wheel. And the reason we no longer follow the 2-10 or 10-2 rule is because vehicles that have airbags, you could lose contact with the steering wheel if the airbag deploys. 3, when vehicle is parked, driver looks, checks over both shoulders or all mirrors for trucks before entering traffic or leaving the parking lot. Checks for blind spots. So in this situation, in this truck, my rear view mirror doesn't work because I got a box right behind me. So I want to go ahead and check over my left shoulder, check over my right side or my right shoulder, and using my mirrors to make sure nobody's coming around from either side. 4, driver scans all intersections before entering. Look left, right, left, in that order. And the reason you want to look left first is because when you're coming into an intersection, the vehicle that can hit you first, the vehicles that can hit you first are going to come from your driver's side, your left side. So then you check right, see, make sure it's clear or all vehicles are stopped, and then finish off left just in case anything changed from your first look. 5, driver stops 1 car length before crosswalks at red lights and looks in rear view mirror to check for tailgater who might rear end crash and push him or her into the intersection. So in this case, I'm not going to use my rear view mirror because again, I got a box, but I'm going to use my driver's side mirror, my passenger side mirror, so that I can see any vehicles that are coming behind me. And one other thing, as vehicles start filling in behind you, then you can inch forward, getting closer to the crosswalk, so you have a good view to your left and to your right. 6, driver always leaves at least 1 car length in front while stopped at a light, so not to get pushed into a vehicle in front by a rear ender. This is also your escape route space. So as you're coming to a stoplight and at an intersection or a stop sign, you want to make sure you leave at least 1 car length of space in front. Again, that way if somebody hits you from behind, they don't push you into the vehicle in front. And also, if the vehicle directly in front of you stalls, this is your escape route space. So you've got enough room to get out either to the left or to the right. 7, when stopped at a light, driver allows the vehicle in front to accelerate a few seconds before he or she starts. This allows the space cushion in front to be reestablished. So when the vehicle in front starts to go, I'll start counting, and it's just, you know, after a while you don't even have to count. You just know once 2 seconds have opened back up again for you. So 1001, 1002, now I can proceed. Number 8 is highlighted for a reason. It's because, in my opinion, it's the most important of the 18 listed here. Rear-end collisions account for about 1/3 of all vehicle crashes in the United States, and it has been that way for quite some time. And in my opinion, the 2 most common causes of rear-end collisions are 1, following too closely, and 2, distracted driving. So please maintain your appropriate following distance using seconds. We use seconds for following distance because it stays consistent no matter what traveling speed we are using.
And it doesn't take that much practice to get good at it. After a while, you won't even have to count your seconds because you will know what feels right and will keep you and your vehicle safely behind the vehicle you are following. Now I'm going to share with you all the most common comment I hear, almost without exception, at the driver safety training presentations I have provided for our customers over the years. And I bet you can guess what that comment is. But if I leave all that space in front, other cars will take it. And you would be right. Other motorists will take it repeatedly. But you will notice that the vast majority of drivers on the freeways, highways, and roadways are traveling with about 1 or 1.5 seconds of following distance. And some will not even have that much. So basically, every time it happens to you, you are losing about 1 second. Let's say this happens to you 300 times in your travel day. And I'm being super generous with 300, by the way, for a reason. What did you lose? You lost about 300 seconds. What does 300 seconds equal in minutes? 5 minutes. Now you tell me, is all that danger, aggravation, and built up nervous energy by following too closely worth 5 minutes of your day? I sure hope your answer is no, because it should be. Please remember when driving, space is your best friend. Number 9. Driver avoids driving with packs or clusters of other vehicles and likes to travel in lanes of least resistance. The reason for this is because when people are traveling in packs or clusters, there are some of those drivers making bad and dangerous decisions. So the further you are away from those drivers, their vehicles, and their bad decisions, all the better. Number 10. Driver identifies fresh and stale lights, both red and green, and adjusts speed accordingly. So basically there's no real rush to speed up to a red light. Better to just take your foot off the gas pedal and cruise and slow down right up to that red light. Number 11. Driver exhibits good use of their turn signals when turning and changing lanes. Number 12. Driver makes effort to establish eye contact with other drivers and uses signals, lights, hands, horn, eyes to communicate his or her intention. 13. Driver is confident about his or her point of no return or commit when approaching intersections. Number 14. Driver demonstrates he or she is always looking at least 15 seconds ahead to assess the situation 360 degrees and executes their plan confidently and safely. Number 15. Driver is moving their eyes every 2 to 3 seconds and checking mirrors every 5 to 8 seconds. So this is basically a rule of thumb. What you really want to do is just keep your eyes moving, looking forward. Check your driver's side mirror. Check your passenger side mirror. Back to the front. Just keeping your eyes moving at all times. Number 16. Driver is consistent about assessing stopped traffic ahead on the freeway and determine if emergency hazard lights are warranted to warn vehicles behind that traffic is stopped. So number 16 basically applies when a lot of drivers are driving down the highways and freeways and they really don't pay attention to brake lights. It's just like wallpaper. They're just used to seeing it. But when a driver in front puts their emergency hazard lights on, now they become more aware. What happened? What's going on in front? So it decreases the chance of you being struck from behind by a rear ender. Number 17, driver avoids backing whenever possible. Number 18, driver utilizes backing strategies when backing is absolutely necessary.
This concludes our training on smart driving principles. If you have any questions or additional fleet safety needs, please contact your Nationwide Insurance Loss Control Services representative. I hope this training was beneficial to you and your company, and please remember, safety is an everyday effort.